it's Allie and I am back today with another business themed video. This video is all about how to start your own business or how to start your own online clothing store. So I am Allie Schweitzer. I run my own online clothing store called Shop Allison Pearl. I just launched recently, so we're very new, but we're growing super fast. Thank you guys so much for following us. If you have followed our Instagram, I'll leave all my information for my store and all my personal information, social medias, everything will be linked down there. This shirt is from my store. It's part of our Christmas collection. It is a Friends Christmas themed shirt. It says, "Please tell Joey Christmas will be snowy." If you are thinking about starting your own business, even if it's not a clothing store, jewelry, anything really, a lot of businesses will follow these same steps that I'm about to give you. So keep watching, even if this isn't super specific to you and what you want to do, this info will help you. I am located in the state of Kansas, and I will put a disclaimer here at the beginning that every state is different and every state has different forms to fill out. Take this information and do your own research in your own state, but luckily for you, if you are in Kansas, this will apply directly to you. With that being said, if you are looking to start a business, my very first step for you to take is to start. Get started, just get started. That is honestly the hardest part of this whole process, is making that first decision to actually start. If you're watching this video, you're probably thinking about starting, or maybe you've already made that decision to start and you're still trying to do some research. I know for the longest time I was thinking about starting and I hadn't made up my mind yet whether I was actually gonna do it. And I went through this whole months of being scared that it wasn't a real job and blah, blah, blah. That's a whole different video. But I had to finally just make the decision. So then the first thing you wanna do is start brainstorming a business name. So this is super important because hopefully your business will last a lifetime, you know, and it's gonna grow with you, and you want a name that's going to last with you forever. You don't wanna have to rebrand. The goal is to pick a name that you can have forever and that you love. That's why it took me so long to get started after I finally decided to start, is I couldn't decide on a name. So my store's name is Shop Allison Pearl, so that's actually my full first name, but I go by Allie, but my name is Allison, and then my middle name is Pearl, so I'm named after my great grandma. I really like the middle name Pearl. It's always been something fun and unique about me. Not very many people have that name, and you know, it's a family name, and so I wanted to incorporate that in my store's name. So I was kind of brainstorming around that word. I had some ideas that were more retro, like the groovy Pearl, or you know, something with groovy in the name to kind of describe my style. But at the end of the day, I decided to just do Allison Pearl. You want something like 2 to 3 words, 3 words max. So you want something short, something easy to remember, easy to pronounce, easy to read, easy to spell. You don't want something too long. You don't want something people can't remember or spell or look up. So you're gonna want to start brainstorming a name that works for you. And I was trying to think of words to kind of describe my store, like groovy or retro or, you know, whatever. That's kind of my style, more vintage inspired, and we also have a vintage section. But at the end of the day, I decided to move away from a descriptive name, because if I ever want to rebrand in the future, I don't want to have to change the name of my store. And also, I don't only have groovy clothes or retro clothes. I mean, this Christmas tee is very basic. It's not a specific style. I didn't want to send people away from my store just because they were like, oh, well, that's not my style. I'm not even gonna look. You know what I mean? So anyways, I went with my name, just something simple. Obviously, my name's never gonna change, so I'll always be able to use Allison Pearl. Once you have some ideas, the next thing you're going to want to do is make sure no one else has your name, and make sure no one has trademarked and stuff like that. Make sure your domain is available. So you can go to GoDaddy.com, and there's a couple other websites too, but you can go to GoDaddy, you can search your domain, so you can search Allison Pearl, and so Allison Pearl was a $2,000 domain. That's when I decided to do Shop Allison Pearl, just add shop in front of it. It took my domain from $2,000 to $199, so because it's a little less specific, so it's way cheaper. And also Allison Pearl was taken on Instagram and Facebook because it is someone's name apparently, and not just me. You will want to have everything matching, so you want to check on any social media you want to use, make sure everything is available, so everything is uniform and the same. That's also really important, or people are going to be confused and people aren't going to be able to find you. If everything is available, you can have your username on Instagram, you can get your domain, you like the name, it's short, it's catchy, it's easy to remember, easy to spell, then go for it. Depending on what state you live in, you might have to file for a DBA and register your business name. This makes like the name of your business legal and all that. But in the state of Kansas, if you have a sole proprietorship or a general partnership, you do not have to file for a DBA. So I'm a sole proprietorship. I did not have to file for a DBA. So you're not required to do that. Just whatever name you pick, whatever name you use is just your name. There's no legal steps to make it your name. It's just your name. All these steps can kind of, you know, go together. So while you're thinking of a name, also be thinking of what kind of business you want to be. So there's different types of businesses. If you don't know about this, do some research on it. But there is a sole proprietorship, there is a corporation, an S Corp, an LLC. There's a bunch of different kinds of businesses that you can have. I guarantee you, if you are just starting out, you are probably just gonna wanna be a sole proprietorship. That's gonna be the cheapest, the best option. But what I did was I talked to my accountant first and asked him what I should do, and he said yes, sole proprietorship. So then the next thing you want to do, this is the most important step. This is what makes your business a legal business, and you have to do this step. What you're going to want to do is you have to file for an EIN number. So this is a number that is going to allow you to do taxes and pay taxes in your state for your business. So you're gonna have to charge sales tax on your items, and then that tax is paid to your state, and you have to have an EIN number to do that. Basically, you apply for an EIN number, and it's kind of all one and the same. You get your business license, you get your EIN number, and whatever, all your legal stuff to open and run a legal business. It's free, you guys. You just fill out a form and you get a tax ID number. In the description box, there is gonna be a link to the form in Kansas to apply for your EIN number, your business license. So what you do is you fill out this form. It's an online form, so I signed it digitally, and it ended up that you can't do that. So you're gonna want to make sure that you print that out and sign it with your actual signature. That might be a given, but I did not know that. And then I had to scan it on my printer, and I had to fax it. But you can't email it, you have to fax it. I'll try to link it down below too, but I use this online website that basically just lets you fax something with your cell phone number. If you wait like 24 hours, you can call and automatically get your EIN number. They'll give it to you right away, write it down, and then you can start using that while you wait for your stuff in the mail. Then they'll process your thing, and it takes, I don't know, mine took about like a week and a half because I signed it electronically. It takes a little bit. They'll send it to you in the mail, and then you get a paper in the mail. It will have your business license in it. This is like what the little certificate you see on the wall if you go to like a hairdresser or something. They always have that hanging, so you know like their legal business. You need this for the next step I'm going to talk about. If you're going to buy inventory, you have to have this. So then after you have your EIN number, you can apply for your seller's permit. So this is where I was the most confused, and I was stuck on the seller's permit thing for days. I did so much research, and I found nothing online that really explained this. So I'm going to explain it to you guys because no one did. I literally couldn't find anything online about this. So what I assumed a seller's permit was, I thought it was like a business license that you filled out and applied for and you got approved for, and they sent you something in the mail, and it was one piece of paper, one certificate, a permit that you could like have that allowed you to buy wholesale or, you know, resell or whatever. In the description box, link down below, is the link to your seller's permit if you're in the state of Kansas. It took me forever to find, so you are welcome. If you're not in the state of Kansas, good luck to you finding it online. Mine is from the Kansas Revenue Department, so check on your revenue department in your state, call your revenue department. They should be able to help you, direct you to this form. Basically, I was really confused because I thought I had to like send it in and get approved, but all it is if you have your EIN number, you basically already have a seller's permit. Your EIN number is your seller's permit, but the permit is just what you fill out each time you purchase wholesale. So the seller's permit is literally a PDF form that you will fill out hundreds of times. You can fill it out electronically or you can fill it out on paper. Once I finally figured this out, you download the PDF form, you save it to your laptop, fill out your information. That will always be the same. So I put my name on it, I put my electronic signature at the bottom, and then my EIN number, because those things never change. I filled those out and then I saved it as a PDF, and then each time I apply to a new website, they're gonna ask for a seller's permit. Pull that document up and you fill out the rest, and it says the business name. So let's say I'm buying wholesale from Free People. You can buy wholesale from Free People. So I would get my seller's permit up. In the very top, it says, who are you purchasing from? I put Free People. I've already signed it and done all that, and you put the date on it. Save it as a PDF, and then I just always save it under that business name, save it as Free People, and then you upload that to the website and send it their way, and that's good enough for them. And that's all it is. So it's just a PDF form you fill out every time for every website. And if you are shopping in person, let's say you're in LA, somewhere where there's a fashion district, you can print out yourself 100 copies, keep them in your purse, and anytime you go to check out somewhere, you'll fill that out and hand it, you'll hand it to the person at the checkout. So yeah, I definitely was so confused by that. So that's what a seller's permit is. So don't worry, if you have your EIN number, you basically have a seller's permit. You just have to find that document for your specific state. The next step, you're gonna want to figure out your financing. Obviously, if you need to take a loan out at the bank, do that. I did not take out a loan. I had money in my savings account that was enough to start me out. And if you have a family member that can give you a loan instead of at the bank, you're gonna have less interest, do that. But figure that out. Then you may wanna consider opening up a bank account. If you don't have a bank account, you're gonna need a bank account. I already had my own personal bank account, so that's what I'm using for now. I'm not gonna open up a business account until maybe in the future, but you also are gonna need a credit card for sure, because you're gonna want to use a credit card to make all your purchases. It's safer that way. Also, you can build your credit. It keeps your expenses organized, so if you don't have a credit card, you need to get one. So I already had a credit card, and I have just been using my personal one, but just about last week, I definitely decided I needed one more, so I am looking into getting another credit card just for my business. The one I think I'm gonna go with is Capital One. So Capital One has a couple different credit cards. They have one that is like their biggest, best credit card. It is $95 a year, which most credit cards don't charge you an annual fee, but it gives you the most amount of rewards for flying points and travel points and benefits. So I was gonna get that one, but I think I'm not spending enough for that $95 to be worth it yet. So I'm gonna get the next one down, which is basically the same, but it is free, no annual fee, and you get flyers rewards with it. So when you spend money, you get points, and then later, if you need to travel for your business, you can use those points to travel. My other credit card is a Visa, and it's worked good so far too. Then after all of that, and again, you can kind of do these steps all at the same time, but you're gonna want to open up all your social medias. Once you have solid plans on what you're doing, open up your social media. I started my Facebook page, my Instagram page, my TikTok page, and my Pinterest. You just want to build your page so it's ready to go. You want your highlight covers done. You want to get a logo made. I got a professional logo made from my cousin. I will link her info down below too, because my logo is so cute. Get your Instagram page going. Start posting on your stories. Start being active. You'll want to have followers before you launch. So you're gonna want your social medias active for at least a month. You can do it longer, but around at least a month before you launch. So at the same time you're working on building your social medias, you're gonna wanna be working on building your website. You're gonna wanna make a website. You're gonna wanna go back and buy your domain, get your domain set up with your website provider. I use Shopify. Definitely look into Shopify. So I bought my domain through GoDaddy.com. So then I hooked it up to my Shopify store, and once it was hooked up, I started building my website. That's gonna be a whole different video on like how to set up your Shopify store. So you're gonna want to be very careful on where you're purchasing. Make sure it looks like a legit website. If the website did not ask for your seller's permit, and if you did not have to make an account where you had to send in your information, send in a seller's permit, do not purchase from them. Also, some websites are not wholesale websites. You're just actually buying in bulk, which means you're still paying tax. And you don't really want to do that either, and usually those are more of a scam or more cheaper products, and they're not going to ask for your seller's permit. Stay away from those two. Make sure you are reading reviews. Make sure you know you're getting good quality products before placing an order. Make sure you read their return policy and stuff like that. You're going to want to figure out how much merchandise to buy. You're going to want to figure out the sizing, how many of each size you want to buy. That was the hardest part for me, and another mistake I made was ordering too much inventory. So don't make that mistake. I'm trying not to make that, but it's just really hard. Also, when you're ordering merchandise, consider shipping costs. Most places do not tell you what the shipping will be until after you purchase. What I have found is shipping generally on everything is $15. So you're gonna be anywhere between $15 for t-shirts, $30 for something big on shipping. So when you're considering the price of your order and you're thinking, okay, well, these shirts are only $10 a piece. No, they're not, because you're gonna be paying $15 for shipping. So you're gonna wanna add on about $15 to your total, then divide that by the number of shirts you have, and that's gonna be the price per item. So it's always gonna be a little more than the actual, you know, price it says, because you're gonna have to calculate in your shipping costs, unless shipping is free, which I've had free shipping before, but most places don't do that. Also, you're gonna need to buy supplies. You're gonna need shipping supplies. If you use priority mail, you can get free priority mail shipping supplies at your local post office. If you're using non-priority mail, like first class USPS shipping, then you can use your own packaging. You could get branded packaging, you can get just plain packaging. I order my supplies right now off of Amazon, so my poly mailers, my little bags are from Amazon. I got tissue paper on Amazon, I got stickers on Amazon. Yeah, after you've bought your supplies and bought your merchandise, wait for most of it to come in the mail and then get everything ready for your launch. And then you can launch on social media. So launch day, you're gonna wanna launch your website. Make sure you test it out before you launch so there's no issues. So I think that is all my steps on how to start a business. And if you have any questions, comment them down below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Also, everything will be linked in the description box. Go check out my store. Go check out my new Christmas tees. Follow my store on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. Check everything out down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this has helped you. I hope you learned something. And I love you guys. I'll see you next time.